Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Farm. Thinking right how here in my lab, and I'm in the book. Oh, it's about to get good. We about to do some God stuff. We've been doing God. We're gonna do where God is, and we're gonna do the concepts of God from different religious concepts. It's gonna be some good stuff. Let's rock. Right, this is 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give life lessons. You tune in and receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline practiced daily will help and guide you to attain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get there together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through. Yeah, that's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you know how to answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm your spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and to my God, be true. Right thinkers, let's talk about where God is. God is within. Once I make that point, I'm gonna slide over here to the concept of God from different religious concepts, okay, points of view. Good stuff. That's right. God is within. Again, I'm about to give you a lesson. Ignorant people look for God. Ignorant people will never find God. Why? They're looking in all the wrong places, everywhere other than themselves. If you're looking for a God out there, you're never gonna find him. A lot of people still out there searching for God, like some Masons looking for Solomon's temple, not realizing they are the temple. Little tidbit from my Masonic people. All right. In all my texts, in all my studies, in all the texts from around the world, I study them all purposely, there is one theme which comes through again and again. And this coming driving home again. Okay, this horse is dead, but I'm gonna beat the crap out of it again. It is the teaching of where God, divinity, is to be found. Everybody have a philosophical point of view about where God is, why He there, how He got there. Where everybody got one. I'm gonna go through a few of them. We're gonna talk about it. It's your choice to think, theologize, conceptualize, whatever it is about God. You have your own perspective. You can do your own thing, but others have done it already. So just listen to the ones you like. Go with it. The ones you don't, let go. Take what you like, let the rest go. Okay, this is called God a la carte. God concept a la carte. All right, here we go. Now, ignorance, because of ignorance, most people believe that the self, the ego self, me, is to be found somewhere what outside of themselves. Excuse me, the self, thy self. They're looking for it what outside themselves. Thy self is the monks asked the monk one time. He did an interview with the Charlotte monks, the orange robes. They all beat it down. The guy said, "So where is God?" The monk said, yeah, I like that. But they look outside themselves. You'll never find God outside of you. But the scriptures, pay attention, handed down through centuries in time, decades, 1,000 years, and the eighth through the ages, by the enlightened, okay, not ignorant, enlightened saint and sages, give an indication as to the true abode of God, the divine, in man. Right there. If you think God is outside of man, you are wrong, wrong, wrong. And whoever told you that is wrong. If you believe that, you are wrong. Try to help you out and correct your thinking concept. The following is a short survey of what? Of the world we call mystical philosophies, starting with our ancient Egyptian perspective, their concept about God and where He is. Following me? Let's go now. This is going to be fun. Pay attention, be objective. Don't sit there, no, that ain't what this is for. Just for you to open up objectively and see different people's point of views because they got some, and we all do. Moving on, like armpits and buttholes. Now, it says, chapter 17 of the ancient Egyptian book of Coming Forth by Day. Y'all know it as the Book of the Dead. But in chapter 17, it states, Ra is the great God who is inside the ordinary person. The ancients thought that only the rich had access to God. God only served the aristocrats. That's where the Republicans get that concept. They think they God's people because they got money. No. Y'all just got financial situation, and y'all going to lose that in the end. But that's not here today. But the common person, God, Ra represents them from ancient times. That's the concept. All right, here you go. So now in the New Testament, pay attention. Some of y'all don't like the idea I'm ragging on Christians. I'm not ragging. I'm just bringing you the truth. I'm not talking about y'all. I don't give a crap. I'm just bringing you the truth that you don't really want to hear, obviously, because you get a little offended. It ain't me. I'm just bringing it to you. Moving on. All right. But again, nasty comments don't really do nothing. All right. In the New Testament of the Gospel of Luke, we find the following statement. Now, Luke, you got the four Gospels. Luke is one of them. In his Gospel, 17 verse 21, it states, neither shall they say, lo here or lo there. For behold, the kingdom of God is in the midst, midst, midst of you. He didn't say inside you, but when they do the study and they're going to look at the word amidst, or they just translation, okay, but it means pretty much inside you. Midst of you, in the mix, amongst you, whatever you want to call it, how you want to define it, we're going to break it down a little more, but I want to talk about that right quick. Y'all had the gospel, and y'all say all this stuff, good stuff, but y'all don't live up to none of it. Y'all don't really understand it. Y'all really ain't got this thing figured out. So again, y'all had the wrong concept in the beginning, so everything after that is going to be wrong. That's why I can't mess with y'all on that level. It is remarkable. It is, again, from the Christian point of view, it's a remarkable statement. Why? Because the word midst, midst, of you leads the mind to entertain what? Many possibilities. It ain't really, pinpointing it. When they said inside you, that'll make it real clear. But they said midst of you. Okay, concede, side, 6 and a half, other half dozen other. But most biblical scholars have accepted that statement as possibly, got a problem with that. Moving on. That possibly meaning that the kingdom is within you. If that's what they're trying to say, just say that. Just say that. Or among you. Okay, whatever. But the midst, what the hell? You throwing confusion to the layman who, what the hell is midst? Who's midst? Where that come? Little boys, my thing is to take esoteric teaching, simplify it, synopsize it, and make it simple and understandable so you can understand it and deal with it and have it as a weapon that you can use as a thinking concept. Again, understand what's being said to you. Midst, amongst, the order. The kingdom is heaven within you. That's what Christ said. Simple. Moving on. He made it real clear. That wasn't a parable. God is in you. How much more? Father and I are one. How much more can you get? Words are meant to define what you're saying. You have to use the words, but use the right words. That's all. Moving on. You got some people that's wordsmiths. They use the right word. They put the right one there. Okay, I ain't that. I just say them as I come. Okay, I ain't trying to figure it out. No, I ain't got time for that. Being politically correct, I'm not big on that. All right, here you go. But again, amongst you, but what does this parable, again, what does this parable really mean? Okay. Excuse me. Excuse me. Again, what parables are meant to be solved. But when you speak it straight out, okay, it says here, but what does the parable really mean in light of deeper psychological significance? When you have a teacher who's explaining supposed to be a lesson, they have to break it down for you. If you don't understand something, raise your hand and have him explain it to you. Have him break it down so you can get an understanding of what he's teaching. That's the significance. And a lot of the followers of that faith don't have the true deep meaning of that, so they got to slide on by. I hope nobody asks any questions. But now, watch this. In the following statements from the Gospel of Thomas, which I took out the Gospel of the book, and the Gospel according to Peter, there is a clearer exposition of the meaning which explained further where throughout the text of the Gospel. Now, in the very beginning of the Gospel and at the very end, at chapter 117, there are statements which directly refer to the kingdom. That phrase. It says, as I'm reading, Jesus says, if those who seek to attract me, meaning looking for God, looking for whatever, you say to you, see, the kingdom is in heaven. Scooby-Doo, ruh-roh. If the kingdom is in heaven, that means the birds of heaven will get there before you. Scratch that concept. If they say to you, the kingdom is in the sea, that means the fish will get there before you. See where we're going with this? But you as an individual need to know and understand unequivocally what? That the kingdom is both within and without you as well. This is God's kingdom, period. We're in it. Your mindset will get you where you want to be, where you need to be mentally and understanding conceptually. Be conscious of who you are. That's the difference. And ignorant people aren't conscious of none of that. But we're here. And they're still living, doing their thing. Again, taking it home. The kingdom, aka of the Father, Spirit that's in us, God, spread upon the earth, and man do not see it. Anything that man can't manifest and create, where it come from? So it's easy to take that concept, and everybody got what I'm leading you to now. We're going to deal with what? The concept of God in different religious philosophical concepts, because everybody has the right for their own. And if it serves you, that's all that matters. If what somebody else do shouldn't concern you. If it don't, what don't make a difference. I tell people, well, that right thing philosophy, that's some bootleg book. Yeah, but okay, but guess what, my man? That's the philosophy that I live by. I'm doing fine by my philosophy. How you doing with your Islamic or Christian Judaism belief? Are you blessed every day for how you live? We doing the same thing. Again, no difference. I call it philosophy, you call it religion. Still a way of life. Why? You got to practice it. Live it. That's the concept. Now, let's go back. The concept of God in Confucianism. It states, now these are quotes from wise men, philosophical wise men. Watch this. The concept of God, what the undeveloped man seeks is outside. Say it again. What the undeveloped, aka, let's say, ignorant. Okay, I forgot we do a Confucius. I gotta leave that and just give it the way they give it, but I will break it down. Undeveloped means ignorant. Okay, so what the undeveloped, ignorant man seeks is what? Outside of him. What I tell you, ignorant, that's right there. The undeveloped man will never find God. Why? Because he's seeking it outside himself. I just gave that lesson. It's right there. Confucianism. I didn't say it right there. I just got my philosophy that I understand that concept. And it says what the enlightened, intelligent, or advanced man seeks is within himself. Right there off the bat, My philosophy is right on point with the Confucius. Okay, we on the same page. Watch this now. Again, I'm giving you theirs. I have mine, and you hear mine on a regular basis. But watch how mine don't differ than theirs. Watch this. They all had it. Now we're gonna talk about the concept of God in the Buddhism philosophy or religion. Buddhist says if you think the law or God is outside yourself, everybody saying the same thing, you are embracing not the absolute Mayat law, but some inferior teaching. Don't know what to call it, but it's not Mayat. It ain't right. So that's another concept from the Buddhists. They don't know Mayat. I'm just putting that in there for my own, but they said embrace absolute law. That's familiar with Mayat. Next one. The concept. Now this, I don't even know. I meant to look them up. God dog, I meant to do my homework. Sorry about that. But the concept God in Shintoism. Now I don't know who Shintos are. I didn't do my homework on that one. I just looked. I said, "Oh, I meant to do that." But okay, bring it to you. Watch this. Now this is what they said. I don't know them from a can of paint. But watch, listen to their philosophy. I'm all in with their philosophy. I'm with them 100%. Watch this. Do not search in distant skies for God. Right there. I'm 100% on. Why? He ain't up there. Where they get the idea that God's up there anyway? Who told him that God is up there? So, that whole mindset is just asinine and ignorant. He says, what he says, do not search in distant skies for God. Why? In man's own heart is he to be found. Shinto, I practice their philosophy. I'm going to check it out. I'm doing homework. Why? I need to know more about them. Why? Just based on that one quote right there, I need to know more about them. That's all. I'm curious, so I'm gonna highlight this for my future lessons. But do not look for God outside yourself, up in some sky. That's what they're telling you. And my man, my favorite Reverend Knight, he says God ain't up in the sky by and by. God is in your consciousness, your state of mind. I love that. Why? He knew what he was talking about. He was conscious a long time ago. Okay, with religious, he understood that concept again. And it says, in man's own heart. That's where I'm at. Our ancients weighed the heart for a reason. Why? Everything's stored here. That's where God dwells. He knows intent. My pastor said, God knows your heart. See, they say all the right thing. They don't really understand what they're saying, but I've been studying, so I'm learning. I get it. I understand it. Okay, from a different perspective, but it's all the same thing. They're saying it all different, but saying the same thing. It says, in man's heart is he to be found. Bam. Count me in, Shinto. I'm going to check you out. Next one. The concept of God in Taoism. The wise people, the Tao. Okay, what they say. Being at one with what? With the Tao is eternal. They knew. They knew. And it says, the great Tao, what? Flows everywhere, both to the left and to the right. No distinction. God, I love that philosophy. And they philosophical and they had a perfect concept for themselves about the Tao. They call God Tao. Okay, same thing. Different name, same thing. And their philosophy about it matches to a T. Next one. Now, the concept of Hinduism. Now, the Buddhists are Indian. Hindus are from the land Hindu. Okay, and they don't know Hindu. They call Hindus because they live on the land Hindu. That's where they got the name from. So okay, but this is their concept. They are close to Egypt, so they got a philosophical concept just like the Egyptians. Watch this: God abides hidden in the hearts of all. Did you hear me? God abides hidden. That's Amun, hidden one, in the hearts of all. Didn't the Shinto say you find him in the heart? Ain't that what the Tao said? Everybody's saying the same thing where God is. Everybody know where God is. Okay? Everybody know where God is. From different, they all know the same thing. The concept of God in Sikhism. And these are the Arabs, these are the Muslim guys in Arab. Now, why will thou go into the jungles? What do you hope to find there? Even as the scent dwells within the flower, so God within thine own heart ever abides there. Feet don't fail me now. Seek him where? With earnest and honesty of the heart, and you'll find him. Not outside of you. Everybody says the same thing. Another important aspect of the Egyptian religion, philosophical concepts, and their rituals with respect to Christianity is what? Is the consumption of the concept of consuming of the god and goddesses or the netters as a means of what? Becoming like unto them. You study them, you learn them, you become like them. That's what they're saying. Christ was telling you the same thing. Moving on. What's this? And become like the gods, become God-like. Why? In character and in personality. This idea occurs in a limited fashion in certain elements of the Hinduism, they hint about it, such as the battles of what? When Krishna and Rama, where he defeats the evil demons and they become what? Absorbed by him. For some reason, the Mayans, they thought that when you take your captive, you get them, you take them, open their heart, open their chest, take their heart out by its beat and eat it, and you, that's metaphorically, symbolically, not literally. They took it literal. A lot of our mythological stories tried to be made literal. That's what the Christians did. They messed that up. But it's all about nature. It ain't about the story other than nature. You put yourself in that story. Make it part of you. That's what they're trying to teach you. And you'll be absorbed by every lesson you learn in life, be it good or bad. It's part of you. However, it does not occur with the same intensity and emphasis as in the Egyptian rituals and religious thought, except in the Christian idea of what y'all call the Eucharist, becoming one with Christ. Every first Sunday, y'all had that ritual. Where the Christian followers is to understand that he or she is what? Consuming Christ. That's not cannibalism. Because y'all, 1 minute y'all say it's pagan and cannibal, then that's means you perpetrating as if because it's religious. No, it's the same thing. Because you using it in that context, don't change what it is. Okay? A ritual is a ritual. You eating and drinking the body of somebody, that's cannibalism, but we know it's symbolic. So we know it ain't physically doing that, but it's symbolical. And y'all don't teach y'all followers that part of the ritual. It's not for real. I don't partake in it. Why? Because I don't follow that concept. It don't do nothing for me. That's why. No disrespect, but this is the practice. And if I was a Christian, I would have to do that. I'm not a Christian. I'm not forced to follow y'all constant doctrine. Y'all doctrine, not dogma. Y'all commandments. I'm not a Christian. Understand that. So I understand and respect what y'all stand and what y'all represent, but I'm not part of it. I'm a right thinker. Moving on. There's no difference. But you do what you do. And the divinity, you're consuming Christ. What? The divinity itself. Y'all say Christ was God. Philosophically, we all are. But now, through the host of the mass ritual, aka called the Eucharist, y'all call it what? Communion. Okay? Come in one. In meditation and yoga, we call that communion with God when you go into meditative mode. So y'all got a few of them, but it's just misconstrued a lot of times and misunderstood and distorted. So I really can't follow it like that. Why? I know the problem's there. If you go to a game that's there's rigged, that's cheating, you're gonna still compete, you're still gonna partake. No, you just leave it alone. That's religion to me. God, creation, and what they call the mystical symbol of creation and the creator. I'm gonna stop here. I see the clock right now, but that's gonna be the next lesson. Right? The symbol for God originally was what? The dot, circle and the dot. Okay, break it down for you. Next lesson. In closing, right thinkers, may you all live to be 100. Me, 100 miles a day. So I know that my right thinkers who now understand there's many different concepts about God, philosophy, have passed away. It's all about understanding somebody else's philosophical point of view, not just your own. Oh, it's my way or no way. That's ignorant. Don't be ignorant. Be open. Be a right thinker. I'll be right back.